It is not enough to win. To win is mundane, to conquer is insufficient. The true mastery lies in domination that is felt, not seen, in control that goes unnoticed until it is far too late. The enemy must not even realize that he was ever in a conflict until the game has ended, the pieces shattered, the board overturned. War is not a clash of armies, it is a dance of unseen strings. Each pull must be subtle, each motion a prelude to annihilation. Let others waste themselves on the battlefield, chasing glory with swords and guns. A true master makes war a whisper, a shadow that falls over the mind. Every fear, every doubt, every unsteady breath is the war cry. Every whispered word, every hesitant glance, these are the weapons that wound deeper than blades. And when it ends, when he is on his knees, broken not by force, but by the collapse of his own design, let him understand that he was defeated not by a warrior, but by an artist who knew the soul of war better than he ever knew himself. The greatest war is not fought against another, it rages silently within. It is the battlefield of the self, where every fear, every doubt, every weakness is a knife turned inward. This war is not meant to be won, nor to be lost. It is meant to endure, for in its endurance, strength is born. To master the war within is to face the dark mirror, to confront the beasts lurking in the depths of your soul. Many are consumed by these shadows, devoured by the chaos they unleash. But those who seek to conquer themselves are not seeking peace. They seek dominion over every flaw, every crack, until the self becomes unbreakable. Pain is not an enemy but an ally, a relentless instructor that demands your evolution. Rage, fear, sorrow. These are not burdens to be cast aside. They are fires that must be harnessed, shaped into the weapons that will forge something greater. When the war within threatens to consume, do not cower. Face it, embrace it, and bend it to your will.
Please take this short break from your video to support our channel by getting yourself merch. Enjoy the rest of the video.
For to suppress the darkness is to let it fester, to allow it to poison the core. But to master it, to make it kneel, that is power beyond reckoning. There is no growth in the absence of conflict. Without struggle, the self remains stagnant, a stagnant pool where nothing thrives. But to battle oneself, to pit strength against weakness, resolve against doubt, is to tear open the soul and rebuild it anew. To become better, you must first be broken. Break the spirit that clings to fear. Break the mind that recoils from pain. Each fracture, each defeat is a lesson that tempers you, that burns away the frailty until only the unyielding remains. The war within is a crucible. It does not destroy, it transforms. Many seek to silence this war, to drown out its roaring chaos with shallow pleasures and distractions. But those who embrace the darkness, who confront it, know that it is not a force to be feared, but to be mastered. The storm within is relentless, and it should be. To lose yourself to that tempest is to be shattered, but to conquer it is to rise above what you were, to ascend. Let the darkness rage. Let it tear through every corner of your mind. But when the dust settles, stand amidst the ruins as the architect of what remains. Do not seek to end the war. Seek to become its master. And in that mastery, find power. The war within is not a weakness, it is a forge. And those who are tempered by it become something beyond human, something that transcends the fragile limits of flesh and bone. Every scar, every wound from this internal battle is a mark of what has been overcome, of what has been conquered. To emerge victorious in this war is to stand unbound, no longer a prisoner to your fears, your doubts. For in mastering the darkness within, one becomes the wielder of it. So, let the war rage on, a ceaseless tide that churns and rips through your soul. But let each battle make you stronger. Do not flee from the conflict. Let it refine you. Learn to wield your own demons as weapons, to turn your doubts into strength, your rage into focus. With every struggle, grow sharper, darker, more resolute. For only those who can withstand the war within are fit to master the world without, to become something more, something terrible and magnificent. One must first conquer the chaos that stirs in the depths of the soul. This is not a battle that ends. It is a war that evolves, a dance of shadow and flame that never ceases. But that is its purpose. Growth is not a destination. It is the unending metamorphosis that transforms agony into wisdom, failure into resolve. Each confrontation leaves its mark, each wound a reminder of what has been endured. Those who fear the darkness within never understand that it is not a curse but the wellspring of power. Every struggle within the soul is a reminder that there is no victory without pain, no evolution without loss. And so embrace this war as a gift. Let it mold you. Let it strip away every weakness until you become something unrecognizable, something feared. Those who try to silence their internal conflict only bury their potential. But those who rise above it, who master it, become a force that no external enemy can match. For when one has bent the war within to his will, when the chaos no longer consumes but serves, there is nothing left to conquer, except the world itself. Those who seek to master themselves cannot ignore the labyrinth within, the murky depths where trauma festers, where hidden desires plot and schemes unravel in silence. To conquer this maze is not to merely understand oneself. It is to weaponize every thought, every impulse, every fragment of the psyche. Psychoanalysis should not be a passive art of introspection, but a ruthless excavation of the self, a systematic dissection that forges clarity from chaos. To dissect the mind is to understand the battlefield on which the most insidious wars are waged. The art of war does not begin on the plains of armies or in the corridors of strategy. It begins within the tangled roots of the psyche, where motives slither and fear coils like a serpent. Psychoanalysis exposes these hidden enemies, turning what was once murky instinct into something sharper, something that can be harnessed. What is an opponent's strength if he remains blind to his own fear? What is a warrior's might if he is enslaved by the shackles of unspoken weaknesses? Psychoanalysis is the map that charts these vulnerabilities, and to master it is to master not only oneself, but all who stand before you. To truly understand an opponent, one must first dissect the core of the self. One must delve into the deepest shadows, confront every suppressed urge, every violent thought lurking beneath the surface. The war within must be analyzed and charted like any other battlefield, for every impulse, every memory, is a weapon waiting to be wielded. One does not simply walk through the mind, one conquers it, tearing through every layer until there is no corner left unlit, no secret left unclaimed. Only then, with the self laid bare and every desire, every fear understood, can the art of war be wielded to its fullest potential. Psychoanalysis is the silent general of the mind, the strategist that unearths every hidden threat, every unspoken motivation. To go to war without this understanding is to march blindly into the fray, clutching weapons that may betray your hand. It is not enough to know your enemy. One must first know the self, must first be able to strip every thought, every instinct down to its core and master it. For every impulse can be turned into a tool, every fear into a snare for the unsuspecting.